Hi, my friends. I am Lily from Lil Baby Sleep, and I want to talk to you today about daycare, about sleep, and then about COVID. Three really scary things for parents, and put together, it can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. So I want to reassure you that it's going to be okay, and that we can prepare for them and have an easier transition. But really, it's about understanding what to expect and understanding that at this time there's a lot of things up in the air and a lot of things that we are not going to be able to control. What we can control is that our little ones are sent to daycare well rested, having set up some good sleep foundations, and that they're resting well at night. So we want to make sure that before we even send them to daycare, that they are sleeping well at night, that they are putting themselves to sleep independently, because they'll need to do that at daycare, and that they are having some great naps already and already on some kind of schedule and routine so that they can achieve better naps at daycare. So that is the very first step. And if you haven't done that, then reach out to me and let's figure out how we can get that, make that happen. On top of that, we want to make sure that you're well rested for the beginning of daycare and if you are going back to work. So that is really important. The second thing that we want to address is schedules. We want to, as mentioned last week, we want to start adjusting those schedules slowly so that they are not being thrown into a whole new routine. So you want to start very slowly adjusting schedules by 10-15 minutes, making sure that they're used to that awake time, that they're used to that wake up time in the morning, and then your good bedtime at night. And doing that ahead of time will help you to have a smoother transition. Thirdly, you want to talk to your daycare and really communicate with them on a lot of things. One is, can you bring comfort items from home? Because now during COVID, a lot of daycares are not allowing items from home to be brought into the daycare daily. So it might just mean that you might have to bring a comfort item at the beginning and leave it there for the duration of the year or for a longer period of time. So talk to your daycare about whether you can send their blanket or their stuffed animal, whatever it is that is safe and age appropriate for them, that will bring them comfort from home. And you can talk to your daycare on how that will work. You might need to buy 2 of each, one for home and one for daycare. But make sure that you are providing as much comfort and familiar items that they are used to at home at daycare, so it helps them to relax and to fall asleep as well. So as a precaution for COVID, a lot of daycares are not allowing you to go into the daycare when dropping off your kids, but you can always book a private walkthrough of the daycare or a private tour of the daycare. And I would, if it's their first time, I would recommend you do that anyway. Talk to your daycare provider and ask them to show you where your little one will be sleeping. The first thing is you want to make sure it's safe. You want to make sure that they are providing a safe sleep environment for your little one, but then also one that is not too stimulating. And many daycares will turn down the lights and have quiet time, which is really great, but you want to make sure that it's in a good environment. And advocate for yourself. You're paying for this, and so you have the right to advocate for your sleep. And if it doesn't work for with them, then you can ask. You can always ask to have different accommodations or to adjust some things. And so that is really important to understand, is that us as parents, we usually don't want to bother the daycare or want to change their schedules, but really it's about your little one's health, and you should be advocating for that. The next thing is adjusting our expectations a little. Understanding that the first few weeks of daycare are going to be rough with respect to sleep. We we're going to expect that your little one is not going to have a long nap or not a nap at all. And so we're going to need to troubleshoot your days. This is not forever. This is just until they get used to the environment and get used to sleeping in a different location from where they're used to. It's very normal for us to not sleep in environments that we are not familiar with. So we have to give them time to adjust. And in the meantime, you want to adjust bedtime, because that is one thing that you can control, and make that earlier. I know it seems like a rush to get home from daycare, do dinner really quick, and then bedtime, and it's not ideal. But I promise you, once your baby starts getting used to the environment and sleeping more during the day, you can start pushing that bedtime back. Daycare sleep might not be the same as home sleep, but that's okay. And your little one will adjust. They bounce back really, really quickly. And many parents are surprised at how fast their little ones adjust to different situations that they thought they would never adjust to. So a few tips for success. If you are worried about the timing and of naps that may differ from what naps you have your baby on, then maybe ask your daycare provider to provide you with their schedule so that you can see if you can start adjusting your naps to fit their schedule, or vice versa. They can make accommodations for your naps. A lot of the time, daycares will have a one nap schedule when babies are too young and are not ready for it. So in those cases, I would ask for them to try a morning nap, even if it's just for 20 minutes in the stroller. Yes, our little ones will be tired, and we will be stressed out because we can't control the situation, but what we can control is bedtime. You can do an early bedtime. If your little one falls asleep on the way home and does a 10-20 minute cat nap, that's okay. Don't stress out about that. And then you can just count your wake windows, divide the wake windows in half, because it's only a 10-minute nap, but you don't have to do such an early bedtime. In the case of daycare, communication with your daycare teacher is going to be your key to success. If you can get on the same page as them and help each other understand how to best adjust for your little one's health, because you both have the same goal as in helping your little one thrive and sleep and develop and in daycare. And so if you can communicate with your daycare provider and set those expectations from the very beginning, it's always beneficial to do that. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you got some good tidbits out of it. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you want to know how to get your baby sleeping, please reach out to me and we can talk about it, and we can book a free 30-minute call and get that sorted out before daycare. But I'm also happy to help you troubleshoot as daycare begins. And I wish you a wonderful weekend, a restful weekend, and we will chat soon. Happy Friday and have a great day.